Good morning, students. Welcome back to your social study class after a short break. Yes, students, today we will start revision of the chapter The Story of Early Men. Already we have completed the revision of the chapter The Physical Features of India. Today I am going to read out the chapter for you. You will listen it carefully. Please give your attention. So student, listen the chapter. The story of early men. In the beginning, we all have heard that our ancestors were gorillas and apes. Yes, the early man looked like an ape. He lived in the forest, walked like an animal, climbed tall trees, and ate fruits, berries, and roots. No wonder early man was also called ape man. Yet there was a difference between the early man and the apes. The early man was a biped. He could stand on two legs. The early man was a biped. He could stand on two legs, while the apes, like other animals, walked on all four limbs. They were quadrupeds. They are called quadrupeds. The joints of the early men's hands were also different from the ape's hand. It took many hundreds of years for this adaptation to take place in early men. Initially, like apes, the early men also climbed trees to grab fruits and berries. This is what slowly gave the early men's hands a different structure. Then the early man learned to balance his weight and walk on his hind limbs, that is legs, hind limbs. This is what transformed the early men into a biped. Students, for information, gorilla, ape and men have a common ancestor. Now the topic is early man becomes superior. How? But even though early man could walk on his two legs, his life was like any other animal's. He had to move from one place to another to find food and shelter. He also had to sleep on trees to protect himself from fierce wild animals. In fact, early man lived like this for hundreds of years. As time passed, he began to feel a need to bring a change in his lifestyle. He also discovered speech. As his brain, memory, and strength improved, early men slowly realized that he was superior to other animals. Now, the topic is the early man as a wanderer. Home. The early man lived alone. His first home was tree. His first home was a tree. He did not have a fixed place to live. Instead, he moved from one place to another in search of food and shelter. but better shelter. The early men as hunter and gatherer. Wood tools, that means wooden tools. As early men did not have strong claws, this is claws, like other wild animals, and he was also unable to fight them. He used to run for his life whenever he saw them. Many times he could not escape the strong saber-toothed tigers, woolly mammoths, or cave lions. With such a threat to his life, early man realized that he had to do something. He decided to make tools. The first wooden tools that he made were clubs and sticks, which was tied with his own hairs. Okay? For your information, the Stone Age ran from about 2 million ago to about 10,000 years ago. The first tool makers was called handymen. They lived in Africa. Now, stone tools. Men noticed that wooden tools were not as effective as he wanted to them. Yes, what men noticed? Men noticed that wooden tools were not as effective as he wanted them to be. Now he started to use stones to make tools. This was the event of the Stone Age. These stone tools helped early man to protect himself from the wild animals. Men then got more and more innovative. To make his stone tools better, he sharpened the stones and attached them to stick. Thus the first spear was created. Like this, man made sharp daggers, chisel and axes. Stone Age, the earliest period of human history, where men learned to use stone tools. The stone tools proved very useful. The early men used them to kill fish and small animals, and also to protect himself from animals larger than himself. He used them to dig the roots and pluck the fruits from tall trees. Tool made the lives of the early men comfortable. Students, after home, one important topic is here, that is food. The food that the early men ate was fruit, root, nuts and vegetables that he found growing wild. Sometimes he was lucky and caught some or other small animals and ate this. Do you know that early men ate raw flesh? And it was also very difficult to catch these small animals. He used to hit them with stones or chase them to kill them. Early men also tried to catch fish with bare hands. It was a hard life. So students, after the invention of tools, the life of the early men became comfortable. He now had enough to eat and used tools as means of protection. Smart that early man was, he also discovered a good use of the skin of the wild animals that he killed with his tools. Until now, he used to roam everywhere naked or covered himself with leaves. Now he began wrapping animal skin around himself. So students, we have completed so many topics of the story of the early men. You have learned so many topics like in the beginning, then early man becomes superior, the early man as a wanderer, their home, their food, the early man as a hunter and gatherer, early man as a hunter and gatherer, the wooden tools, the stone tools. Okay students, so this is the end of the chapter, and you will read out that. I will give you still photo. I will post it in the WhatsApp app. You will read out yourself and learn the important points. Memorize the important points. Students, please give your attendance. How can I judge whether you are watching the video classes or not? You must give your attendance as thumbs up. This is your feedback that you are present. Okay? Till then, goodbye.